Summary of the poem This Is My Letter to the World by Emily Dickinson. In Emily Dickinson's poem This Is My Letter to the World, the speaker expresses a deep, personal reflection on their relationship with the world and nature, portraying a sense of isolation. The poem begins with the speaker addressing the world, stating that this letter is their communication to it, despite the fact that the world has never responded. The phrase "that never wrote to me" indicates the speaker's sense of solitude and their feeling of being overlooked or unheard. The speaker then refers to the simple news that nature told, which suggests that they have received wisdom or truths from nature, which is a common theme in Dickinson's work. Nature, with its tender majesty, imparts this message in a way that is gentle and regal, reflecting the idea that nature is a source of both solace and profound understanding. The speaker further conveys that the message from nature has been entrusted to hands I cannot see, implying that the truths of nature and life have been passed on to others, but the speaker themselves is unable to communicate directly with those who might carry this message forward. The idea of being distanced from the world while still participating in it through nature's revelations evokes a sense of yearning for connection. The final lines, "For love of her, sweet countryman, / judge tenderly of me," suggest that the speaker asks for understanding and compassion from those who might eventually encounter their work. There is a plea for kindness in judgment, as the speaker expresses vulnerability in their desire for recognition, even if that recognition comes too late. The rhythm of the poem is simple, with a steady flow that mirrors the contemplative nature of the speaker's thoughts. The meter is predominantly iambic, though the lines are not strictly uniform, which allows for a more natural, conversational tone. Dickinson often uses short lines and dashes, contributing to the poem's feeling of being somewhat fragmented or incomplete, perhaps reflecting the speaker's internal conflict or the feeling of being misunderstood. The structure of the poem, with its short stanzas and emphasis on personal address, highlights the speaker's isolation and their struggle to communicate their thoughts to an indifferent world. The dash at the end of the first and second lines of each stanza adds to the conversational and introspective tone, suggesting the speaker is pausing to reflect on their own thoughts. The central theme of the poem revolves around the tension between isolation and the desire for recognition. The speaker's communication with the world is not through direct interaction, but rather through nature, which is both an external and internal force that provides meaning. There is a sense of longing for connection with the world, yet the speaker also seeks to be judged with empathy, knowing that their message may not be fully understood in their lifetime. The poem explores the delicate balance between personal expression, the hope for understanding, and the unfeeling, indifferent nature of the world.
Line-by-line explanation of the poem This Is My Letter to the World by Emily Dickinson.
Line 1. This is my letter to the world. In this line, the speaker begins by addressing the world, presenting their thoughts or feelings as a letter. A letter is a form of communication, so the speaker is reaching out, attempting to connect with the world. The use of my suggests personal ownership, as if this letter is uniquely their own message. This line can be interpreted as a symbol of the speaker's desire to express themselves and be understood by others, though it is evident that they are writing to a world that may not respond or even notice. Line 2. That never wrote to me. Here, the speaker acknowledges that the world has never reciprocated or responded to their attempts at communication. The world has not written to the speaker, symbolizing neglect, indifference, or even isolation. This line highlights the emotional distance between the speaker and the world. Despite the speaker's effort to reach out, there has been no acknowledgement from the larger society, reinforcing a sense of loneliness or abandonment. Line 3. The simple news that nature told. The speaker shifts focus to the natural world, stating that the simple news is the message that nature has revealed. Nature, in this case, represents a source of truth, wisdom, and clarity that contrasts with the complexity and harshness of human society. The phrase simple news suggests that the truths nature imparts are straightforward, perhaps universal, and unaffected by the distractions of human life. Nature offers a kind of purity and directness that the speaker values over the often confusing or unresponsive nature of the world. Line 4. With tender majesty. In this line, the speaker describes the message from nature as being conveyed with tender majesty. The adjective tender implies gentleness and compassion, while majesty suggests grandeur, dignity, and regal quality. Nature's message is not delivered with force or harshness, but with an elegant and loving authority. This line emphasizes the speaker's deep respect for nature, portraying it as both a nurturing and powerful force. Nature, in its grace, becomes a source of solace and wisdom that the world cannot provide. Line 5. Her message is committed. The speaker acknowledges that nature's message has been entrusted to others. The use of committed implies that this message has been passed on, as if nature has trusted the delivery of its wisdom to others. This could signify that while the speaker may not be able to communicate directly with the world, the message they have received from nature is now in the hands of others to interpret, share, or carry forward. Line 6. To hands I cannot see. In this line, the speaker expresses a sense of separation and distance from the recipients of nature's message. They are aware that others hold the message, but they cannot physically see these individuals. The hands that carry the message are beyond the speaker's reach or understanding. This line contributes to the feeling of isolation, as the speaker is removed from both the world and those who might be able to grasp or appreciate nature's wisdom. Line 7. For love of her, sweet countrymen. The speaker expresses a deep, affectionate love for nature, her, and addresses sweet countrymen, the people of the world, with the hope that they, too, will appreciate or recognize the importance of the message. The word sweet adds an affectionate tone, perhaps indicating the speaker's hope for a compassionate and kind judgment. This line reflects the speaker's desire for understanding and kindness from others, as they anticipate how their message will be received by future generations. Line 8. Judge tenderly of me. The final line of the poem is a plea for mercy and understanding. The speaker requests that their message, and by extension, themselves, be judged tenderly. The use of tenderly emphasizes the need for compassion and gentle consideration in how they are perceived. This plea highlights the speaker's vulnerability and fear of harsh judgment. It suggests a sense of uncertainty and emotional exposure, as they hope their efforts to communicate will be met with kindness rather than criticism or indifference. Throughout the poem, Emily Dickinson explores themes of isolation, communication, and the relationship between the individual and the world. The speaker seeks connection through nature's simple yet profound message, but recognizes that their message may only be understood or appreciated by others in the future. Their plea for tender judgment reveals a desire for empathy and understanding, as they face the emotional distance between themselves and the world.
About the poet. Emily Dickinson was born on December 10, 1830, in Amherst, Massachusetts. She was a reclusive American poet, known for her unique style and thought-provoking poems. Though she lived much of her life in isolation, Dickinson's poetry reflects a deep understanding of nature, life, death, and the human soul. She was largely unpublished during her lifetime, with only a few of her poems appearing in local journals. However, her work was posthumously recognized for its originality, unconventional punctuation, and use of slant rhyme. Dickinson's poems are often brief but packed with emotion, featuring themes of mortality, immortality, and the inner workings of the mind. Despite her quiet life, her writings have had a lasting influence on American literature. Dickinson passed away on May 15, 1886, leaving behind nearly 1,800 poems that were discovered and published after her death, cementing her place as one of the most important figures in American poetry.
Hope we summarized it fully and you liked it. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that we are motivated to create more videos.